The Denver Broncos dominate and control the Las Vegas Raiders start to finish, despite what the score may show. Thank you so much, Pete Carroll, for making this game last as long as it possibly can, using all those timeouts and really trying to score and then get a Hail Mary with 4 seconds left. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. But this game obviously was not competitive at all for even a second. Bonex played really well. Nothing crazy. No plays that were like wild, big, massive chunk plays, big heroic throws on the run or something like that. 31 for 38, 212 yards. Just a well-managed game by Bo. Just continuing to look really confident, really accurate. They obviously ran the ball a ton. 31 carries for 152 yards, 4.9 yards per carry, 2 touchdowns. RJ Harvey had a great game, 17 for 74. This game is pretty straightforward at this point for the Denver Broncos. As I kind of talked about in the broadcast, it's just like win this game, and before you know it, you could be in the Super Bowl. It's just these are the games that you just kind of have to take care of. Not every game is going to be exciting. Not every game are there going to be big lessons to learn from or big gems to take from. Sometimes a game like this, even though it's against the Raiders, you could be like, well, this was a really important game because of X, Y, and Z. It was good to see Bo Nix do, X, Y, and Z. But at this point of the season, they don't really need it. I think their last few games, they played great. And I think really, if I'm really reaching for a takeaway from this game, is continuing to see Bo Nix just play really high-level football over these last few weeks, these last few games. And that was, apparently, I guess, the biggest concern that people had with this team. And you're seeing high-level football even though it's not flashy, right? These aren't crazy numbers. This isn't 31 for 38 is pretty great. That's, I did the math. What is that? 82% or completion percentage, I think. Can't read my writing in the notes in the distance. But again, just clean the scramble run for the touchdown. You know, these are the games that you want to be able to just win. Make it pretty straightforward. Nothing too crazy. Nothing that you really have to be like, yeah, they want to control the game, but like you couldn't run the ball at all, or Bo Nix had an interception or a fumble, right? Like you didn't have any of those real moments. 7 for 12 on third down, 1 for 3 on fourth down. I don't know why they didn't just kick the field goal before tried to go for it on fourth down. It was like, I didn't really understand that, honestly. You know, 8 penalties, especially that final penalty for the delay of game. Just silly. But, you know, you'd like, I never like to see a fair amount of penalties against a team that you're clearly better than, because it's just like you're controlling the game. Why have some of these penalties? So again, if I'm nitpicking, I'd point that out. But they obviously dominated this game. 39 minutes to 20 minutes for 21 for time of possession. You know, punt return touchdown for Mims. Pretty good. I just psyched myself out for a second. I was like, wait a second. Did he not score? And then it's like, no, that's a kick returns. I was like, oh, am I about to sound dumb here? Yeah. Again, you know, when you're playing against a bad team and you're getting kick return touchdowns or punt return touchdowns, life's going to be pretty good for you. Life's going to be quite good. And Kenny Pickett gets thrown into that game too, who played well, all things considered. But I mean, yeah, this game is much to do about nothing. But when you look at the schedule and they have, you know, one of the hardest remaining schedules now, going up against the Chargers, going up against the Chiefs, going up against the Packers, going up against the Jags, like it's a real schedule you got to fight through, right? Like that's not easy. So taking care of a game like this is obviously incredibly crucial because we know how football works. We know random games like this can easily be dropped, can easily be lost in some of the flukiest scenarios, which is why Pete Carroll kept calling all those timeouts. I respect it. I appreciate it. I just wanted to get through this game so I can make this video so I can watch the rest of these games. I mean, Los Angeles Rams are dominating 45-17 right now. Uh, yeah, but I mean, Packers game, that's going to be, you know, that'll be a tough game. Jags, I'm interested to see what this defense has in store for Trevor Lawrence because they keep winning, but it's like, I'm not sold on them quite yet. So I'm excited to see what that defense looks like against Trevor Lawrence. That'll tell me a lot what we could expect from the Jags in the playoffs. And then obviously the Chiefs and the Chargers will be the Chiefs and the Chargers. So, yeah, all in all, pretty straightforward. So that's all she wrote. Denver Broncos at the tippy top of the AFC and the NFL with the best record in football. The one seed, though, is still up for grabs. Make no mistake about it. Um, you know, I don't, I don't know if it's realistic just to expect the Broncos just to completely win out, right? Um, it's a tough one. That would be 14 straight wins. So I mean, that would be pretty wild. You would have to win 14 in a row. Then you'd have to win. You'd win 17 in a row, and you'd win the Super Bowl because you'd have the one seed divisional round AFC championship game, Super Bowl. So you win 17 if you win 17 games in a row. You're Super Bowl champions. All right. I mean, that would be wild. That would be wild. So, um, I'm not predicting any losses, but you have to imagine this is a tough stretch. Is really what I'm just trying to highlight more than anything. This is a no doubt tough stretch of game. So, we're about to. Were any questions that you could have about the Broncos where you're like, well, are they contenders? Are they a great team? How resilient are they? How much has Bo Nix, evolved and improved, et cetera, et cetera? You're going to find out in this stretch. Straight up, you're going to find out in this stretch. No doubt about it. So I think it's great. It's weird though because on the broadcast they said, "Oh, they have it over New England because of shared opponents." But then ESPN is just like, "No, they win the tiebreaker over because of their best win percentage in conference games." Just shows you how everyone gets confused on all of the various tie-breaking scenarios. So we'll see what happens with New England against Buffalo. Um, I think that's really their only tough game, if memory serves me correctly. Um, it doesn't seem like any other team really has any type of claim to try to hunt for the one seed. Denver and New England would have to really just start ripping off losses, which I guess is technically possible, but most likely unlikely. So um, it obviously is just going to come down between Denver and New England. Um, but they're in the driver's seat technically, Denver. So just keep winning. But like I said, then you got to win 17 games in a row to win the Super Bowl. So, but maybe against the Chargers, the one seed's already wrapped up. Um, then you don't really got to play anyone. Then you kind of get 2 weeks by, which, I don't know, depending on how you feel about it. That's a long way away from football, but still plenty of various scenarios to go through. Nothing is obviously solidified, so plenty of football to play. Um, but a great, great spot. It's insane. Just think about this, man. Um, Going into last season, it was like, oh, the Broncos. I remember making a video about it. It was like their plus their over under for wins was like 4 or something. I was like, that's ridiculous. I remember I made a whole video about it. I was like, this is so dumb. Everyone keeps doubting this team. Blah 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 blah. Then they played great. Got to the playoffs. Very impressive. Then they got smoked in the playoffs, and everyone was like, see, I told you they were overrated. And was like, dude, are you kidding me? This team is so ahead of schedule right now. Can you stop? And then everyone started to kind of, I shouldn't say everyone, but then there started to be a little bit more hype around the Broncos. And, then you had people like Nick and company just be like, oh, this is so, of course, apparently the Broncos are this great team. Made fun of Sean Payton for saying, hey, this team, is a Super Bowl contender. And again, of course, Nick blasted that. And here they all, right? Well, they drop a couple games in the beginning of the season, and people are like, "Oh, I thought the Broncos were supposed to be great. I thought Bo Nick's supposed to be great." And it's like, well, they're 11-2, and they have the best record in football and have the number one seed in the first round bye so far. So I don't know, man. You tell me. You tell me. but those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Denver Broncos taking down the Las Vegas Raiders? I'm curious when you guys watch a game like this. Um, are there any takeaways for you to try to draw from this? I'm pretty strict about sometimes of how I can get like legit takeaways from a game. A game like this is kind of easy to dismiss, honestly, but I'm just curious what you guys' thoughts about it. So, let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so you agree with me or disagree with me. Either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be a part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm.